When I was a kid, I loved challenges. I adored winning, and soon enough, I discovered my love for playing soccer. Now, I wasn't the guy who jumped out of mom's van, put on my best cleats, and tried to suck up to the coach. To this day, I've always been a football fan more than anything, and I would definitely try my hand at strapping on the pads a few times. But that's another, much more embarrassing story. Here, I knew what I was getting into. I played for an old church, whose league held their games exclusively indoors. I came to realize I was actually pretty good. Too bad I also wanted to be the one to score every point. The story I'm telling is from just a small portion of my life, but one that I'm glad to have experienced. Without it, I might have never figured out what I believe now, that sports are the tool to bring out the best in people, no matter their age. Now, I think every family needs a sibling rivalry, and my brother was pretty good himself. In my sophomore year, he played for an undefeated team, and I saw him make his fair share of plays. Meanwhile, my 10 and under squad was struggling to keep up with whoever we played, and my showboating self sure wasn't helping. I saw loss after frustrating loss pile up. And that would be the time where, for a moment, a sport brought out the worst in me. I took my turn to sit in the stands with my family and cheer on the older guys as they continued their streak. Only, that time around, I was thinking the opposite. I was jealous and angry. In my mind, I hoped for Eureka Baptist Church to have their first L. I hid my smirk as the opponent drove it in for the first goal, and cringed every time our team got a steal. In the end, however, it didn't make a difference, and the 12 and over team remained unbeaten. But it didn't make me forget the shame that I felt soon after. The next year was much better to us, and our squad actually found ourselves winning again. But it wasn't until the end of the season that I realized how lucky I truly was. Now, we all know what happens at the end of a youth soccer banquet. Free pizza, high fives, and eventually a coveted participation trophy. But this year would be a little different. The time came for player introductions, and the announcer suddenly starts naming off not names, but titles. Best spirit, best motivator, and so on. I realized then that each and every person was getting their own individual traits awarded. I was ecstatic, excited, and I had never gotten anything like this before. Soon enough, I was the proud owner of my own award, the trophy engraved with the words, "Most Determination, Michael Clark." In the end, it was still just an award from a youth soccer team, but when I realized how everybody on that team was valued in their own way, for their own efforts, for their own skills and personalities, well, I think it was a pretty great time to start seeing sports as more than just people cheering for you. For the first time I remember, I felt proud to not just be myself, but also be part of a team. And that would be a sentiment that every kid has the right to feel.